Welcome to Empowerment Echoes, the podcast where voices resonate to transform lives and inspire change. Shanie Salmon Godfrey, award-winning life and business coach, brings stories, insights, and conversations that echo through our lives, sparking growth and productivity. Every episode, we'll dive into the depths of personal development, mental health, and societal shifts, reflecting on experiences that connect us all. Join Empowerment Echo as we amplify voices that need to be heard, sharing wisdom that reverberates long after you've listened. Let's begin our journey together, transforming echoes into empowering waves of change.
Welcome to another episode of Empowerment Echoes. I'm your host, Shanie Salmon Godfrey, and today we're going to dive into a topic that can transform the way that you approach goals and aspiration, setting SMART goals, and why it's your blueprint for success. We all have dreams and ambitions, but how many of us actually achieve them? The difference often lies in how we set our goals. In this episode, we'll explore the SMART goal setting framework and how it can help you to turn your dreams into reality, into actionable plans. Let's get started. Let's begin with defining what SMART goals are. I'm sure you have heard it once or twice throughout your lifetime, but what are they really? The SMART framework is a powerful tool that helps you set clear, achievable goals. SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Being specific. Your goal should be clear and specific. Answer the question of what you want to accomplish, why is it important, and how do you plan to achieve it. Measurable. A goal should have criteria for measuring progress. This helps you to stay on track and know when you're achieving your goal. You can't hit a moving target, right? But you have to be able to track your progress in developing the skills to hit that target. Achievable. Your goal should be realistic and attainable. While it's great to aim high and we always hear shoot for the moon, land among the stars, right? Setting goals that are too far out of reach can be discouraging. It has to be something, for example, a goal as in, I want to lose 100 pounds in 1 year. Is that achievable? Biologically, can your body lose 100 pounds a year safely? How are you planning on getting there? Do you have the time to meal prep? Do you have the time to exercise? How specifically are you going to measure that goal? How achievable is it? And you have to be specific about it, right? Relevant, a goal. Listen, when your goal is relevant, it should align with your broader objectives, values, and long-term plans to ensure that you're working towards something that truly matters to you. Not setting a goal just for the sake of setting it, but it will have an anchor. That's your why. Why am I doing this? Now let's talk about the importance of setting SMART goals. So why are SMART goals so effective? I'm glad you asked. It helps you to clarify and focus, motivate and commit, track progress, and increase your success rate. So having clarity and focus by setting SMART goals help you to provide a clear direction that helps you to focus on what's important and avoid those distractions. You know, we're big on avoiding those distractions, right? That we know show up when it wants to. That's why it's called distraction. This clarity makes it easy for you to break down your goals into manageable steps. Remember those small bites? Do the run that you can do and take consistent action. And I'm going to keep telling you to do the run that you can do until you get it. It doesn't have to be perfect. There's no standard to what you can do, but every bit counts. Just keep moving. Motivation and commitment. Yes, when you have specific goals, it allows you to stay motivated and to keep your commitment. Knowing exactly what you need to do and having a plan to get there can boost your motivation. When goals are clear and attainable, it's easier to stay committed and keep pushing forward, even when you don't feel like it, even when it becomes challenging, even when the naysayers tell you your goal is too big, tell you can't do it, and give you reasons that make sense why you can't do it. One thing about a naysayer that I've learned over the years, they have valid point. It's like they do research specifically for you to target your insecurities, that when you hear it, you're like, yeah, you're right. That makes sense. I can't do it. But you know what? You sure can. You 100% can. And you know how you know that you're gonna know that you can, even when they're telling you can't. You're gonna track your progress. With measurable and time-bound goals, you can easily track your progress. This not only keep you on track, but also give you a sense of accomplishment as you hit your milestone along the way. When they tell you you can't and you check it off that you did, small steps at a time. Step 1, check. Step 2, check. Step 3, check. Their voice just seems to fade away. Their voice is not that loud. Even your own self, the self-talk, the negative self-talk, being your biggest critic. Listen, increased success rate. When you track the progress, you get to see those success rate. Listen, studies have shown that people who set specific, challenging goals are more likely to achieve them than those who set vague and easy goals. The SMART framework encourages you to set ambitious yet realistic goal. Keyword, ambitious, keywords, yet realistic, increasing your chances of success. Now, Shanie, you told us about why it's so important. You got me sold. I am sold on this SMART goal system, on the SMART goal framework. But how do you set those SMART goals? I am so glad you asked. Now let's go through the process of setting a SMART goal. Here's a step-by-step guide to help you get started. Define your goal. Start by thinking about what you want to achieve. Be specific. Underline specific. Write your notes. Specific about what you want to accomplish. Instead of saying, I want to get fit, say, I want to run a 5K race in 30 minutes. You see how specific that is? Now you have a target. Now you know what you're working towards. I'm running that 5K race and it needs to be under 30 minutes. Now you can set actionable, measurable tasks and goals to achieve that, right? Make it measurable. Decide how you will measure your progress. For example, if your goal is to run a 5K, and that's on my list, that's something that I've done and I fell off and have to work my way back up. Yeah, I ran it, but not under 30 minutes, but that's a goal. You have to sneak a little story time in there for you. Run a 5K. Your measurement could be the distance that I will run each week, that you will run each week, the time you'll take to run a certain distance, or the number of training sessions to complete it. To help me with that, I joined a run club, Nike Run Club. They have great tools and resources. You know, I like to give you tools and resources. If that's your goal, to run, to be more fit, whether it's walking, running, getting stronger, they have tools and resources to help you break it down step by step, minute by minute, time by time to get to that goal. All right? Make it measurable. Make it achievable. Make sure your goal is realistic. Is 5K realistic? Yes. Can I say, oh, I want to go run a marathon right now? Not realistic. I'm not in shape to run a marathon, right? After run my 5Ks, build up the stamina, then move to 10K, gradually build myself up. And then I can say, okay, I'm so ready for this. Ask yourself if you have the resources, time, and skills needed to achieve your goal. If not, consider what you need to do to make it achievable. Relevance. Make sure it's relevant. Make sure your goal aligns with your broader objective, the end goal here. Remember, you always hear start with the end in mind, right? Now, this is what this is. Check that it's relevant. Start with the end in mind. What does finish look like? What does done look like? What does the end look like for you? Ask yourself, why is this goal important in the first place and how it contributes to your long-term plans. For example, running that 5K might align with my broader goal, your broader goal of improving your health and fitness. Set a time frame that works for you. I'm going to say it even slower. Set a time frame that works for you. Not the time frame that other people is doing, not the time frame that you see on social media, not the time frame that your colleague or other people that has the same goal. You run your race at your pace, okay? Choose a deadline for your goal. Remember, it's your goal, not their goal. It is your goal, and you're going to do it according to your time frame, which might be faster or slower or somewhere in the middle. This helps you to create a sense of urgency and encourage you to take action. For example, you might set a goal to run a 5K within 3 months. Is that realistic? Could be, depending on how much I will train, depending on how much you will train. That's more than realistic if we plan to put in the work, right? And we break it down step by step, and we're working at it daily or weekly, however you decide. For me, it's a weekly goal. I need to run this much miles in this week, right? And I have to do that consistently for 3 months to build my body up and my mind, because the two, they work together, right? And then I can be able to take that goal on in 3 months. Very realistic. Example of SMART goals. Here's some example. To make this framework clearer, let's go through a few examples, okay? Financial goals, health goals, career goals. Those are the areas that we often want to make improvement. When I talk to people, and I talk to a lot of people, whether it's through media, whether it's through psychology, life coaching, mental health, whatever it is, regardless of the business coaching, regardless the niche that they're in or their career pathway, it always comes back to one of these things: career, health, finance, and personal development, right? Those are the areas that people often want to make improvement. So a career goal could be, I want to get promoted to a management position at my company within the next 12 months, right? By completing leadership training, taking on additional responsibility, and receive positive feedback from my supervisor. That's a way. You already know the goal, how you're going to get there, right? And what resources you have. Health goal, I want to lose 10 pounds in the next 3 months by exercising 30 minutes 5 times a week to reduce my daily calories and intake 1,800 calories. Health goals, always check with your doctor. 10 pounds, that's very doable, because you want to lose about 2.5-ish pounds a week medically. I do have a medical background. Medically, that's what you do want to lose safely, right? According to some physicians, about 7 pounds a month. Healthy, that's a healthy goal, a healthy weight loss, right? Again, always check with your physician before you make any health decisions, any health goals, for them to see how does your body will react to what you're doing. Financial goal, I want to save $5,000 in my emergency fund within the next 6 months. How are you going to do that? Cutting unnecessary expense, creating a budget. You have to hit that budget, y'all. You have to create that budget, and setting up automatic transfer to my savings account. I think that is genius. You know why? You get used to doing without the money. You get paid this much money, it automatically comes out, and now you're forcing yourself to live off of whatever is left. That way, those unnecessary expense, you're not going to be as likely to make those, because this is what I'm living off of, and you have a budget, so you know what you can or can't survive off of. And then we have personal development goals, and this is one of my fave: reading 12 books in a year. And this will help you whether you want to improve knowledge, or you're reading fictional for fun, you want to watch less TV, whatever it is, on various topics. You can read these books, right, by dedicating 30 minutes each day to read. So I want to read 12 books in a year to improve my knowledge on various topics by dedicating 30 minutes each day to read. Simple, right? Don't overcomplicate it. Make it simple, make it fun, and engage in the process. Listen, the journey is as important, or even more important, than the destination. Nobody ever get to the top and feel like I didn't need any of those steps, or I didn't develop, I didn't learn any of that. And I always often hear people that make it to the top feel like something's missing, right? We cannot skip the steps. When we enjoy the journey, that's when we find fulfillment. That's when we get to the top and we find that peace and that sense of self and that sense of accomplishment. When you don't enjoy the journey, you feel empty. It doesn't matter how much you accomplish. It doesn't matter if you get the degree. It doesn't matter if you go through the whole entire program and you didn't learn anything because you're just trying to be done and not trying to learn, then you're going to feel like it's like the degree really is just not that special. Why? You're not equipped. You didn't enjoy the journey, right? You have it. Okay, I can use it. But you don't feel that, wow, it's so special to me, right? Same thing. Losing the weight. Enjoy your body every step of the way. Enjoy your health every step of the way. You will get there. Keep working at it. Whether it's building your business. When I started building my business, having a brand new business and a 6-figure business, well, you know what? It all hits the same. You have to enjoy the journey in between, enjoy the product launch, enjoy collaborating, enjoy putting yourself out there, enjoying seeing yourself creating something that you thought was impossible. The journey is what gives you that joy, that sense of purpose, that sense of accomplishment. So now let's talk about overcoming challenges and setting SMART goals. With everything, there's challenges, and I wouldn't be me if I don't talk about those challenges. So setting SMART goal is powerful. Absolutely it is, but it's not without challenge. Here's a few common obstacles that you might encounter and how to overcome them. Lack of clarity, feeling of overwhelm, procrastination, our frenemy, procrastination, and lack of resources or knowledge. Let's talk about clarity and lack of it. Sometimes it's hard for us to define a goal clearly. Take time to reflect on what you truly want and why it's important. Write down your thoughts and refine your goal until it's specific. Take the time you need to make it specific. When you feel overwhelmed because of those big goals, trust me, big goals can feel daunting. Break them down into smaller ones, more manageable steps. How do we eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Focus on completing one step at a time. And our frenemy, procrastination. If you find yourself putting off working towards your goal, set smaller, less intimidating deadlines to create a sense of urgency. Reward yourself for meeting these mini deadlines to stay motivated. We're going to talk about intrinsic and extrinsic motivation in our upcoming segment, and you're going to see how important and how powerful rewarding ourselves is. Let's talk about lack of resources or knowledge. If you feel like you don't have what it takes to achieve your goals, make the necessary steps. Take the necessary steps and make yourself acquire those resources or knowledge as a part of your goal. That can be a part of your goal. To learn something new can be a part of your goal while you're seeking after your ultimate goal, right? Seek out training, mentorships, or tools that can help you succeed. That's why people like me, the business coach, the life coach, is relevant. That's why we're here to help you. If your goal is to write a book and you don't know how to do that, then your part of your goal could be learning how to outline a book, right? Getting a coach to help you to put the manuscript together. And next, we're going to talk about, my favorite, story time, real life stories of SMART goal success. Now, let's hear some inspiring stories from people who have successfully used SMART goals. Guess what? I got 3 stories for you. I love me some stories. So, John, career advancement, ambitious John, wanted to move up in his company but wasn't sure how to go about it. Guess what? He used SMART goal framework. And by learning how to use SMART goals framework, he was able to take on more responsibility and he was promoted in a year. Congratulations, John. Emily's fitness journey. Whew. Emily struggled with her fitness goal for years until she started using the SMART goal framework. She set specific, measurable goals that she tracked her progress weekly. She tracked it weekly in her planner, y'all. Within 6 months, she achieved her fitness milestone and felt more motivated than she ever did. You want to know what she did? Sure you do. So she have a planner that she bought for her fitness journey. She bought a tape measure. And she bought that water bottle, the water bottle that has motivation in like 6 in the morning. Let's get started. And throughout the day, you can do this. And she had her goal. I need to drink 1 of this a day, the big one. And I'm going to measure myself weekly. And I'm going to weigh myself weekly. And then she had her meal plan. And she meal prepped. And she had her exercise goal. And you know what? She was able to set specific goal. She was able to measure them. It was attainable and realistic, right? And she hit our goal. Now let's talk about Anna, financial freedom. That was her goal. Anna wanted financial freedom. Anna wanted to pay off her debt. And that's a struggle for most people, many people, if not all of us, right? She wanted to pay off her debt, but found the process overwhelming. You know, when you have defaults on your credits and your money seems to be funny, right? Your money's funny, right? And you feel like you just don't have enough of it. You have more bills than money. How do you do that? Well, set SMART goals. Work with what you have. So she set SMART goals of paying off $10,000 of debt in a year. And by cutting away those unnecessary expenses we talk about and increase her income by sticking to her plan, she was debt free within her time frame. Now, how do you increase your income? That can be starting your own business, starting a side hustle, starting gigs. That can be getting promoted in your job, taking on more responsibility like John did to get promoted, right? That can sell a product. If you're someone that's good with your hands, you can sell a product. You can start an eBay store, Amazon store. The list goes on, right? Or you can just simply change your job for one that's going to pay you more money. If you feel like, you can't do that in your job because you need a degree, well, maybe one of your goals would be to get a degree so that you can move up, right? There's lots of ways for you to increase that income in 2024 and beyond. 2024 and beyond, okay? We can always do that. Now, let's talk about tips for staying on track with your SMART goals. Even the best of us, and I mean the best of us that set goals, that's our job, right? Help people set goals. Even the best goal requires consistent effort and adjustment. And I say consistent just like that because that's something that we all struggle with. Consistency, right? Here are some tips to help you stay on track. Review and adjust them regularly. Celebrate milestones. Stay accountable and visualize your success. I'm big on vision board. Whether it's in your planner, whether it's on a sticky note, whether it's on your wall, make it work for you. Regularly check in on your progress and adjust your plan as needed. Sometimes it's just your plan that need to be readjusted. Nothing's wrong with the goal, but your plan needs to be readjusted. Make some readjustments. This will help you to keep on track and ensure your goals remain relevant to you. Don't forget to celebrate those milestones. Celebrate every single win. Small win, big wins, it's all relevant. It all matters, okay? Recognizing your progress can boost your motivation and keep you moving forward. Your brain needs it. It requires it. Stay accountable. You can share your goal with someone that you trust. And you hear I say trust. Because if I tell you the stories, and you know I will because I love a good story time throughout our podcast segments, I'm going to slip some stories in there for you. Sharing your goal with the wrong person can be devastating, okay? It can have dire consequences, but find someone that you trust, that you can share your goals with, that can hold you accountable. Whether it's a friend, family member, or your coach, having a support system can make a big difference. It's funny because coaches seems to be that person, right? That you can share it with. You have an agreement. They know they can't tell your business without your permission, right? Depend on who you're using, but a professional coach, if you need a counselor, a therapist, whichever, by sharing things with them, it can hold you accountable and you don't have to worry about your information is getting to the wrong person, right? And then visualization. Write it down so you can see it. All it means is seeing it. Keeping a vision board or a reminder of your goals somewhere that you'll see every day. If you have a workspace or that place that you always go, maybe you want to print it all out, put it in a picture frame, put it there. So when you sit down or whatever you're doing, working out, standing up, you can always see that goal looking at you, right? Visualizing your success can help you stay focused and motivated. And now we have come to the end. I know you don't want me to go. Don't worry, I don't want to go either. So as we wrap up today's episode, remember that setting SMART goals is all about creating clear, actionable plan for success, being specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. You can turn your dreams into reality and stay motivated along the way. And guess what? I'm here for that. I'm here cheering for you. I'm here celebrating with you. I am your biggest cheerleader, and you will hear me roar for you because you got this. You can do it. You are strong. You can do this. us. So thank you for joining me on Empowerment Echoes. Remember, I'm your host, Shanie Salmon Godfrey. If you found this episode helpful in any way, please share it with your friends and family members and leave a review. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast for more insight in personal growth and achieving your best self. Share your story with us. Storytime@empowermentechoes.com. Email me your story. I want to hear it. I want to share it. Listen, our Empowerment Echoes family want to hear it. You know we love a good story time. Until next time, stay empowered and keep striving towards your goal.